Soon to be, soon to be. But I won't delay this any longer, guys. We're gonna hop on into it. We're gonna get into the main. That's the main attraction. This is the appetizer of the show. We can't have a show without talking about the last week in gaming. Transition. Sega released a surprise trailer for the new Sonic game called Sonic Dream Team, stating that if you loved 3D Sonic, why? The game is slated December 5th and will only be available on Apple Arcade, so it's really almost like it's not releasing at all. That said, Apple is certainly making moves to get some big games in their ecosystem. For instance, Resident Evil did just release this past week for iOS. It's interesting. Like it does look good, but something about it feels weird. Apple's really like the rich kid's bar mitzvah. Like, hey, listen, Timmy, it's cool that you got T-Pain to perform, but when he calls you the coolest guy he knows after leading the kiddish, something just seems wrong. Capcom has come out with a hot take that modding their games is equatable to cheating, which is honestly ridiculous. We never did anything together. I was only looking. Now, Capcom primarily expressed concerns like reputational damage and mods that are offensive to public order and morals. I didn't see Capcom becoming so puritanical. Like, God forbid the modding community does something against public morals, like make a character whose entire superpower is to take other men and turn them into buxom, braless women against their consent. Or say a 16-year-old girl whose primary character trait can be defined as upskirt. Or, according to some games, another canonically 16-year-old girl fighting in a thong leotard, a style of outfit considered so risque that during EVO 2017, ESPN forced a player to change from her default costume because it went broadcast standards. But no, please, modders, don't go against public morals. God forbid. Nintendo has put in a patent that shows schematics for a dual screen device similar to the DS. Many believe that this is going to tie into the upcoming mysterious Switch 2, which, if that's the case, I imagine what the Switch 9 is going to look like. Another game developer has got hit last week as Bungie laid off roughly 100 staff members this past week, delaying both the next Destiny 2 expansion and the upcoming reboot of retro Macintosh shooter Marathon. CEO Pete Parsons tweeted, what these exceptional individuals have contributed to our games and Bungie culture has been enormous and will continue to be a part of Bungie long into the future. I mean, without them, he would not have been able to keep his salary by laying them off, so they're the real heroes here. Meanwhile, something big seems to be brewing at the Nightmare Factory turned even bigger Nightmare Factory FromSoftware, as the Elden Ring developer is currently posting job ads for various positions in the organization. I mean, you compare this to what just happened with Bungie. It's in this sad, desolate wasteland that is the games industry, where mass budget cuts have shuttered studios and left many workers without jobs. It's good to see FromSoftware as a bright beacon of hope, which coincidentally is the backstory of the next FromSoftware game. Or at least I think so. I have to check in with VatiVidya to be sure. Upcoming first-person Smash TV simulator The Finals is gaining flack for the use of AI-generated voiceovers instead of casting actors. Now, according to developer Embark Studios, all contestant voices are AI text-to-speech, while grunts, breaths, and similar exhales are still performed in studio. It's kind of like, no, we still used voice actors, we just made sure to utilize and pay them as little as possible. So it's a win-win. The developers went on to explain, if a game designer comes up with a new idea for a game mode, we can have a voiceover representing that in just a matter of hours instead of months. Right, because when you code a new game mode, that's what the biggest holdup is. Here's what I think. Honestly, AI is cool right now. Controversial, sure, but people are digging it. It's a buzzword, and for some reason, you felt like jumping on the next trend will put your game over, but didn't realize that there was an entire strike going on in Hollywood about this exact thing. So congratulations. You are less morally corrupt than Blizzard has been. For those of you who are watching, I will put this in the description below, the interview with voice actor Kyle McCarley. He talked all about the possibility of video game voice actor strike and why this exact thing is a problem. Truthfully, the only thing worse I could think of is if Embark Studios actually laid people off first, then used AI to generate something like promotional art in place of, wait, what was that? Ubisoft. Oh, they did exactly that? Then they tweeted this, something akin to seeing off-brand Disney art at a local carnival? Oh, I might have a new punching bag in 2024. Sorry, Bobby. Microsoft appears to be banning third-party controllers from their consoles. Players are starting to discover an error code when they plug in an off-brand peripheral into the Xbox. Now, according to a spokesperson at Microsoft, this is being done for performance, security, and safety, because we all remember the great Rob tragedy from 1984. Personally, I feel much safer knowing that my Mad Catz translucent Primal 13 controller can no longer hurt me. Now, in some more positive news, Nintendo has started a new initiative that provides Switch consoles to Japanese senior centers. It's all part of a larger initiative to make gaming more accessible to everyone. Although, to be honest, announcing it at the same time as WarioWare Move feels a little tone deaf. Now, Nintendo did roll this out to a small test group and received relatively positive responses, which is better than when I handed my grandma a Switch and she called it the Mario I've wasted my life on. Twitch is reportedly pulling support for the Twitch app on the Nintendo Switch. Sorry, I got to backtrack. There's actually a bigger news item here. There was a Twitch app on the Nintendo Switch. Now, apparently it missed a lot of the main features we would expect from a Twitch app, and so it is being taken down, which is unfortunate. Now we have to settle for watching Twitch on our laptop, or phone, or tablet, or PS5, or Xbox. A new Sims 4 expansion pack is on the way, featuring the next wild fantasy for you to vicariously live life through your sim, being a landlord. Now, I get that this could seem boring from the outside, but playing The Sims is the closest most of us will ever get to financial security in 2023. Now, near the beginning of last week, Microsoft made an announcement that Xbox Game Pass Ultimate subs will no longer be available to employees. It would still be available to those in the Xbox division, but just not the larger Microsoft team. They will have to settle for free copies of Excel, which is almost the same thing. I mean, you can play Doom on Excel, but you can't do accounting on an Xbox, so who are the real winners? Now, apparently the news of this reached Xbox CEO Phil Spencer, who was confused and, after looking into it, confirmed that no changes would be made to the employee availability. Looks like someone is having a fun time on the way out of the company, huh? You misogynistic rotting raccoon carcass. And that is the last week in gaming. Guys, we're going to take a quick couple minutes break, and when we return, it's a couple minutes, be like 30 seconds. When we return, we're hopping in to the joy of BlizzCon. Speaking of Bobby Kotick, right? So talking about all the fun that happened this past BlizzCon without him, thank God, and take a look at what big announcements they had in store. Stick around. We'll be right back.